I'm working on this base right now. We got a walkway that will lead back to main base, and then we'll have a ramp down where people come out from, so they can just run up the ramp and up this walkway. We'll have walkways going over the map. So we're gonna have walkways going out this direction, all the way out this direction, walkway, and then ramps, and that will lead here, because from what I read up on Google, there's going to be new areas, so this is going to possibly new areas around that statue in this blank space right here. It's probably going to be a bigger map. And then they're going to have new bosses, new story mode, and that. So doing story mode and fighting bosses right now and getting armor and that pretty early in the game like this, it's too early to get all that when there's going to be more bosses and more DLC. Tier 3 in Omni tools like the hammer, the axe, and things of that nature, they're going to be out possibly by next summer, because Tier 3 is not option, and Tier 4 we don't know when that's going to be, because I did some research into the weapon, well, not the weapons, but the Omni tools that are on Mac. And I have rides right now for your own ant. Eventually I'll go out and get the spider, so that way people can have spider or ant. We're not doing, in my world, we're not getting armor, we're not doing more story mode, we're not fighting bosses. It just, right now I'm trying to build around this base. That way I can do that. I'm going to build stairs up to the top of the tree to get that milk molar. And then I'll get that milk molar later. We'll get the milk molars later. I'm just trying to build here. And then we're going to have ramps that go down, and then zip lines eventually when I get there. We'll get more raw science and things of that nature for Grounded 2. I've been hitting up the people that make the game. I said they should make like bug guns that you can carry around with you, and then you can like shoot like mint shards at thing besides just having a bow and arrow. I mentioned a couple of things that should be in game. We should be able to ride around butterflies or bees, get like a little bee egg, and then ride around on that and fly around the map. But I don't know what bosses are coming eventually. The game's gonna crash here and there. I'm on new gen, so basically anybody that wants to play Grounded 2 on new gen, which is Xbox Series X, you have to join party before joining game, because that way we can work as a team and build this base. I'm going to go back to base here shortly. But yeah, we're going to build there. We already got a lot of raw science and whatnot. We're going to explore the map more later on. But this is going to be a castle, so there's going to be more than one layer. And then the roof is going to have turrets on it. Basically. So there's going to be more than one floor. There's going to be rooms up here with different stuff. So there's going to be a room with anvils in it to upgrade armor and shit. The spindle wheels, we're going to have a room for spindle wheels. We're going to have rooms for water. We're going to have stairs that lead different ways. I built pallets so I need 2 gatherers for weed stem and grass planks. We are going to build more of these saps, so there's always saps coming from a tree. We're going to have like spindle wheel rooms. This room over here is going to be an old chest room. So that way we have a chest room. And then we're going to light up all the walls. Basically, so there's that. So there's light in here when it goes dark. This walkway is going to take us over to the trash can and that, and then we're going to have walkways that head out that way. We're going to have, like I said, there's blueprints I'm putting down, but then we're going to have walkways to go out that direction, in that direction. We automatically get Omni tools because I got tier 2, but tier 3 won't be coming out until much later. I'm going to be marking stuff with these. There's going to be light in here. You run up this way. And then there's going to be a workbench here. And then probably going to build rooms up here for different things. And then, like I said, we'll have the walkway that way. With a ramp. I boarded off this so people won't fall through the floor. I'm going to build lights up here. And then we have, hop this way, we have this walkway, and then we have stairs that go down this way. But, right where over near that hot dog, we actually have, and past that box is where people come out from, so you have to come in this direction to get the base. And then we're gonna have like checkpoints and water things throughout the, like small little tiny bases above the ground, so we can see what's below us. And we'll have water in that, so, and food out there. We'll have refrigerators. I'm getting ahead of the game because, like I said, between now and next year, they're going to be putting like more map, new bosses, new story mode. So it's not even finished. So it's not even it's pointless to try to do story mode right now. If they're going to add more between now and next winter of 2026, basically. But this is the first insider of my world. I can do a customization and find all the stuff. We're not doing armor, we're not getting weapons because we're not fighting anything at the moment. But when we come down here, I actually start building a wall around the base at the bottom. There's a butterfly there, but don't attack it because it won't attack you unless you attack it. And there's cockroaches that don't attack. The only things that attack it is like scorpions, spiders, and standard stuff like that. And there's other bugs that won't fight you at all. Like caterpillars won't fight you. You can use that for food. You can still get a bunch of different things. I'm going to build turrets so that way we can attack stuff getting near the base. There's a woman that keeps attacking us every so often. So we just run away until she disappears. But yeah, there's frisbee, and I'll do like a live maybe another day and walk through the game and whatnot. But right now I'm just doing a video to show what we're doing. But yeah, somebody put that there. I don't know why they put that there. Oh yeah, they were coming off there, but we're going that direction and all that direction near that tree. There's a statue way over there. You run this way and then over this way, past that scorpion. I'm going to light the way here, and I'm going to get away from that because I'm not playing that right now. But I built a thing here with lights that go up to the tree. And then when you get up here, there'll be this. I'm gonna finish that off, but I need people to gather and help me there. Here's the nest for like to pick up your ant or whatnot, whatever I have in there. I'm gonna get more eggs and that, but I'm gonna light that up. And then we have this going over this way, and there's stairs that go down that way to go down to this way because someone built these mushrooms here. And then we'll have I'm gonna probably build another thing here for sap, and then all the chests are going to get labeled. So there's going to be a chest for armor, there's going to be chests for weapons, there's going to be different material chests, and then whatnot. But that way it's easier.
Give me an egg here, bud. Good work, bud.
Basically. But yeah, it's still a work in progress. Hop up there. Yeah, it's a work in progress. And then you got over this way. Move that. Try to move this quickly. That's out of the way. So we'll fill up the chest and then we'll grab what we need to build certain things like chests and everything else. This is, you push deep down on D-pad and this pulls this up. So that way you know the wheel. And then when you push upwards, you'll get that wheel. Then you got that, that. I'm just going to buy everything quickly. We're going to build different stuff for different things. So like we'll have like stone down the ground to keep the pebble path to lead to base and that, so people can just follow the pebble path there from different directions at the bottom. And then I'll build this to go up ramps, and then I'll probably build that hang to the base and that. And then, like I said, when the game progresses, we'll build better stuff like walls and that to protect the base better. Outside the grass walls, I'm just going to leave the grass wall until I upgrade them to something else. And then we can just upgrade the walls to other shit like mushrooms and whatnot. And then we have those doors. We have that. So there's like different stuff you can do in game, and that'll be upgrade walls eventually. This right here, the pine walls, it'll be stronger. And just right now I'm building with this to make it layout, and then we upgrade the walls later. Then we'll have this stuff eventually. We'll have a bunch of these smithing stations. I already have a couple ant nests. Well, we're gonna have a couple ant nests near the base, so that way, in different directions, so they can call different pets. And by the way, there's gonna be new pet rides eventually. That's why I'm not trying to get too ahead of the game. But there's like this. There's that pallet. There's an egg storage. Then there's that. That's still in the game. There's that. There's that. Then we have these. We're gonna have hatcheries upstairs in a different room. So we're gonna have a couple different hatcheries in one room, so everybody can hatch something. And then when I get better chests and that, I'll be making a better chest room. But this is like the starter chest for newer players that come in the game. There's pallets. There's a smithing wheel. We'll have a bunch of those. Then we'll have, we already have like a cooking room for that. We have these already up. We'll have a room full. We're gonna have a room full of these smoothie stations. We have a room for beef jerky. Those I wish they just like have it rain in game so I can fill that up. Because there's like one juice that bends a certain way, so you can't even put that there unless you get the stuff with a cup and then fill it. But I'm gonna have a lot of these dew collectors, and then I'm gonna upgrade to that bed soon, so people can use that bed instead of this bed that instead of lean-to. So there's going to be plans to my game and that, and just I need players that want to enjoy them. I'm going to be bouncing between this and GTA 6. I'll be on Grand Theft Auto Online, which is on Xbox New Gen. I just got to find people who can help me make money that are not glitchers or saying that, but I'll cover that in another video. GTA 6 and that, but this is just for this game, so we can eventually explore together. I just don't want people running off and then constantly dying in that, and we can work as a team. We can build this up, build the walkways, build that around there. It's faster when we work as a team, but if I'm constantly having to run by myself and that and build this stuff myself, it's going to take way too long. Most of the people I want to know just want to keep going fighting boss and doing story mode, but there's going to be new bosses and new story modes, so what's the point in doing that right now? It's pointless at that rate. But, like, I got that stuff in my inventory. And then my bug has its own inventory, as you see. So there are two different inventories. So a bug can hold so much in that. And then there's a laboratory that's not, which is quite a distance. You can upgrade the Omni tool. Well, you can customize the Omni tool, and then you can customize the thing that's on our wrist right there on the left arm, basically. But
I'm starting to have a fan club.
then we have that wheel. By the way, that's what's in game for rides for right now until they build more for rides. So we can get like 3 ants here, well, 4 ants here, and then like 4 spiders rides. But you have to get the egg, and if your guy gets hurt in that, it'll end up back in the nest, and then you gotta wait for it to heal if you don't pick it back up, basically. Sometimes there's a like a caterpillar. That's another in-game food, which usually is right here or nearby. And then I'm gonna go upstairs to drink quickly.
But you gotta work on that cardio. Let me grab this for later, would you?
But we have to build this second floor. Come on. No, there's a way I hopped up here before. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna build these stairs to build this mushroom to get up there because there's a milk mower up there. Now back here to the wheel up there in that corner. There's all this, which is, and here's weapons, in-game weapons and whatnot that we unlocked so far. There's more coming. I didn't want to run out there to explore more when we have all this already, and we gotta do that. And then there's like new trinkets. There's that trinket, that trinket, that trinket, that trinket. And then here's armor. Yeah, you will need a gas mask for stink bugs still, and then the other thing. But this way you know what's in game. It tells you like what each part is. That way everybody knows. And by the way, this is going in my Xbox playlist. So I do have a playlist for game stuff that I do. So this way you know what's in here so far until I explore more later. And I'll do a part 2. And then there's all this stuff. Yeah, there's soda drop. There's that ant egg, and then there's another ant egg that you can go down there. That's what we found so far, but there's more to find later. Just I'm trying to build a base up at the moment. But that's it. That's the egg that you need to hatch the rides right now. So you need to find that egg in the anthill, and then to get through the anthill faster, you need the ant to ride to go down the anthill, and you can chomp through the tunnels and that, and then you have extra ways to get around through the ant tunnel. And easy. And now it takes a little bit to figure out the ant base, well, the other ant hill base type thing that you can go down there and get that egg for, and then The other eggs, I guess, we can just use for food or cooking, I guess. But I'll let you know when I get more into the game. And then back to that wheel. And then we have this stuff. So you gotta like do different types of thing to get that stuff up and going. I don't know what the question marks are yet, but I'm going as I progress. I got this on the 29th when it came out, but I had to wait until 1 p.m. on the 29th of last month, and I've been slowly trying to build this base. I gotta get land ambush attacks 49 out of 80, and then I'll get cloak and dagger and whatnot. There's assassin. Sharpshooter. There's actually a blade master. And that. And that's how you get milk mowers now. It's in your interactive menu. Then when you click on it, then you got that right there. So max active meditations 2 hours 3. And then healing health 2 hours. Well, I gotta get that up. Hunger thirst drain, I gotta get that up so it's slower. Max health, well, max stamina and then max health. And then this one has max consumption snack size, max resource stack size. And then max arrow stack size. And then there's that. So there's these things so far. I still gotta find the other ones. There's a spider. Bee. After I kill these things. Stink bug. Scorpion. That way you know what's in here. Wolf, that's the wolf spider. And then there's going to be harmless ones. So there's snail and that right now. But there'll be more as the game progresses. There's tapes. Taming program update. That's the park. Onboard facility, there's 2 more I gotta find. And then there's that. More of those. So you know what's in game. I'm still exploring a little bit here and there. I'm trying not to die before I find all this other stuff. And then there's those. So that 2 out of 3. And there's that. And there's all that stuff for story mode, and then there's a complete down there, so I still gotta do crafting ant bait to do that. Crafting weed shield eventually. Crafting canteen, I'll do that. And then I still gotta do those two right there. For story mode. But then there's what you have so far. Respawn point, object, then you wonders, those things right there. So once those are found, Omni facilities, outposts, trail markers, milk mowers, output discs, which you can see on around the map. I still gotta get the dark spots, but I'll head out that way eventually. But I'm just showing you what's around the map. So everybody will know what a map looks like. There's a statue out here. We got that far. I still gotta explore that, but I gotta run past a bunch of stuff and not get hit a lot. And I gotta get that out there. Then explore all that, all this. So it's easier to see. There's a picnic table out here. I gotta get up to the top, and by the way, there is mosquitoes up there and that. And I gotta get these milk mowers across the map so I can upgrade my stuff, but just like I said, I'm trying to build a base and walkways first and then get to those. So it's easier instead of trying to run all the way around here, but maybe in a little bit I'll explore the rest of this map and then you'll see what's around. I'll take my ant and run around, and then I gotta make sure I come back for water and whatnot before I die. But yeah. Slowly progressing this game. That's the only tricky part. And I gotta make sure my health and water is going good before I do that. So when people are on, that way we can build the walkways and do what we need to do. I'm going to go explore the map here shortly and uncover more.